So here's a great headline for us. Gen Z males, twice as likely as baby boomers, who believe that wives should obey husbands. Now there's something to cause us to shake in our boots. Those of us who want to dismantle patriarchy have found that the pushback, the resistance to doing this is quite strong, and not always in a way that's intentional, but is coming down into the next generations as simply this is the way it's supposed to be. The article says that a global survey shows that young men and boys hold more traditional views about gender roles than older generations. And they say that this is their theory about this, that there are a lot of grievances, a lot of fear of men losing social positions. Okay. And then there's a vacuum that's being filled with rhetoric and voices which are trying to pitch young men against gender equality, against young women, against migrants. Well, that is certainly true. The whole manosphere, the Charlie Kirk phenomenon, and all of the man stuff, the manarchy. Um, it's the patriarchy, and it's something that has to be resisted, especially as we're thinking about the younger generations. How do we teach them that this is not right? So, how do we define patriarchy? Maybe we should go back to that. Patriarchy, in one definition that I like, it's a system of male dominance rooted in the ethos of war, which legitimates violence, sanctified by religious symbols, in which men dominate women through the control of female sexuality with the intent of passing property to male heirs, and in which men who are heroes of war are told to kill men and are permitted to rape women, to seize land and treasures, to exploit resources, and to own or otherwise dominate captured people. Man, that's a lot. There's a lot of stuff in there, right? It takes a lot to even just ponder each and every phrase that's in there, rooted in the ethos of war, which legitimates violence. Man, we've got that going right now, don't we? Sanctified by religious symbols. We have a struggle within Christianity of what does it mean to be a follower of Jesus? What does the cross mean? Um, Men dominate women through the control of female sexuality. Can we say Roe v. Wade, the defeat of Roe v. Wade, and all the ways that the anti-abortion crusaders are controlling women's bodies? I mean, it's right there. Men are heroes of war, told to kill men, permitted to rape women, um, to dominate conquered people. We could say that they want women to be the conquered people. Certainly, this we can talk about slavery, we can talk about all kinds of things, dominations. But in terms of patriarchy and women, that um, they see us as they want us to be conquered. In the Epstein files, for instance, Virginia Giuffre, I think is how you say it, Virginia Giuffre, in her book, talks about her abuse at the hands of um, the prince formerly known as Andrew. And she says that Andrew believed that having sex with me was his birthright. That's how these people think. Um, how do we combat that? Well, we have to. We have to keep pressuring and pushing and helping our legislators who are working so hard on this to get those files out there and to bring powerful people to account. Um, we have to stand up for the conquered people. We could say that about protesters in Minneapolis and in Chicago and other places. We can say that about the immigrants, people who were being deported to places, the children who were being held in concentration camps. All of that is part of the insidiousness of patriarchy because it legitimates all of these things. You just wait until we start hearing about abuse in Iran, like we did in Iraq, that it's okay to torture prisoners. It's okay to kill civilians. We're not that far away from that now. This all has to be resisted and rejected. I read a quote somewhere that the Parliament of World Religions was or had put out an email to everybody saying, calling for the recognition of our shared humanity. And one person responded to that saying, shared humanity cannot exist in a patriarchal system. That's kind of that's kind of heavy, isn't it? Because those of us who are Christian or of faith, some sort of faith, believe in our shared humanity. And yet when we know that in our world that there are those who put some above others, it's the hierarchy of oppression. That is the patriarchy in its fullest form, with racism and everything, all the isms. And so, got to keep resisting, keep showing the world that we do have a shared humanity, and hopefully teach those who um, who don't believe it to come around. Got to hold out some hope, right? Got to hold out hope that somehow at least one or two or somebody will get the message that um, this patriarchy doesn't benefit anybody, not women, not men, not children, not anybody. It's not about man hating. Don't fall into that. It's not man hating. It's anti-oppression. It's anti-oppression. So join the join the struggle and let's defeat the patriarchy. Thanks.